Hey, what's up, guys? Houston here. Today, we're going to talk about how to get cash from your firm a virtual card. Okay, and this is very important because we're going to learn some other things as well. All right, two ways to liquidate your firm account and why, how to find free money, and how to find people to pay your bills. All right, so that's what we're going to be focusing on in this video. Now, understand a firm. A firm gave this client $2,200. All right. Now, some of you are like, well, that's not a big deal. What's the big deal of it? Well, let me show you. Here's the situation. So that client, he did four transactions: $41, $145, $44, and $50, right? Now, remember, his balance was 2,200. Well, each time that he did a transaction, a firm reported it as a separate transaction, okay, in which they should. Okay, it's all different items, different institutions that he did the transactions with, right? But here's the problem. This here, 41, 145, 40, all, and this 50. These are reporting on his experience as four separate accounts that are maxed out, okay? So where they don't show this $2,200 balance, it's the overall balance. They're just showing that he spent these here amounts each transaction. So each amount showing as a maxed out account. This is why most people's credit scores drop because they're not aware, even though you can have 5,000, 10,000 from a firm, each transaction you do is going to report as a separate transaction on your credit file, and it's not going to report from the subtracting balance. So he used 10% of this balance. However, this here remaining balance from these here transactions are not reporting. So it should have been like 4,100 from that 2,200, right? That should have been the remaining amount available. And then whatever the 145 from that 2,200, that's how those transactions should be reported, but they do not report like this. And if you have a firm or you plan on getting a firm, this is what's going to happen. And this is going to drop your credit score. Okay. I want you all to understand that this is the reason why we're going to talk about actually liquidating to make it easier. First way to liquidate is actually using Visa gift cards. Okay. Now, this is very important. When you go to a grocery store that accepts firm like Walmart or something like that, that accepts a firm, what you want to do is not just grab Visa gift cards. What you need to do is actually is grab some toiletries, okay? Two or three small items, and then grab your Visa gift cards. There's a reason why I'm telling you this. If you grab these Visa gift cards, okay, without any type of other purchases associated with it, it can lock up your card and the transaction will not go through. Okay, this is why people get the denial and stuff because they'll just try to grab the Visa gift cards without the other items. Okay, so you let them scan the other items first, then the Visa gift cards. Now it's going to be coded as an actual purchase. When you try to buy these gift cards by themselves, okay, they give it a code and it's almost like money laundering, right? And yes, that's a harsh word to use, but it's like money laundering the way they look at it. So if you want to do this method, you have to grab the Visa gift cards along with other products, let them scan the other products first, and then the gift cards and your transaction should go through as a purchase. Now, how do you get the money off of that if you don't want to use the Visa gift cards? You can set up with Cash App, you can set up with PayPal, you can set up with Venmo, okay? And so some people, you can have somebody invoice you, and they can pay with Affirm that way. Or, like I said, buying those gift cards, you can liquidate those gift cards into these, load them up to these, and then pay your bills that way or whatever you're using the money for. All right. So that's the first way. The second way, and this is another hack, this is the Walmart cash hack. Okay. You have to get the Venmo card. Okay. Once you get the Venmo card, all right, like I said, he had $2,200. Then you would go to customer service, okay, and tell them you want a money order for whatever the amount you want. And then what you want to do once you get ready to pay for the card, you put your Venmo card in, put your PIN in, and the transaction will go through, and you will get your money order. Now, the next step, what you want to do is you can take that money order and you can take it to your bank and deposit it into your bank account. Now, if you want an extra trade line, I was telling the client, take the money order, deposit it into your checking account, open up a secured card, okay? So open up a secured card and transfer the money from your bank account to that secured card and use the secured card to do your purchases. But you do not want to do this here because this is going to tank your credit. Okay. This is why you don't. I understand these interest free loans for a certain amount of time and stuff, but by them reporting it to the credit bureaus like this, it's very hard on your credit. This pushes up your DTI and it's going to make you very miserable because it's going to make it more challenging for you to get lines of credit from your banks or your traditional credit unions because they see that you have these here accounts that are already maxed out, even though you know they're not maxed out because the money is coming from here. They don't look at it like that. They look at it as these are four different transactions that are maxed out. This is why a lot of people end up getting denied. All right. So that's the two ways you can liquidate the card. Now, as I was telling you, let's find out the next step. Now, I was telling you about finding money, okay? And this is a way a lot of people don't even know that you can go to unclaimed.org, okay? And it says find and claim. When you go here, okay, you're going to be able to put in your name, your address, the state you're in, and every state that you actually lived in, you will be able to you would be able to put your name, address, and see if the state or the government owns money. So, like I'm in California. If I was to go to California and I can put in search for your property, search about unclaimed. So all you do is just go here. You can put in name, and whatever else, and it'll tell you if you own money. This is why I tell you people are using these government systems and they are finding people's money and stuff like that, and they charging them a fee to help them claim it. They'll fill out the report, they'll send them an email, hey, you have money available, even with your county and city. Your county, city, and state, they have money that may be owed to you. You may have went through foreclosure and they sold the property and paid the property taxes, but never sent you the remaining balance of the money. So this is the place you want to go. And that's one of the best places. Now, here's another one. When you go here, USA Gov, unclaimed money. All right. And so when you're searching by state, there's other databases for you to look for free money. Okay. For your employers, you may have had a pension plan, a 401k plan, money that you didn't even know that was out there that can you can claim. You may have a family member that possibly deceased, right? And you may be able to claim that as well, right? Um, Insurance. You may have had an insurance policy and stuff that may have went under and stuff like that. So you can check to see if there's insurance, taxes, investments, bank failures. So there may be banks that owe you money. You may have had an account in check system. Know how I told you in a previous video, you may have to go look at it. I told you sometimes, like the banks, if you have an inactive account, they'll just close it out, right? And so sometimes they'll send you out a check, but if you never check it, it'll go into unclaimed, right? And then you have to file the paperwork for it, okay? So bank failures, you have savings bonds, bankruptcies, individual Indian money accounts. So there's so much money out here that a lot of people are not even aware that they can actually claim. All right. Now, like I was said, finding people to help you pay your bills. And you look for somebody to pay your bill, okay? You behind on your rent and things like that, need financial assistance and stuff. You go to findhelp.org, okay? And so with findhelp.org, all you do is like you may need help with housing. You click on housing, and so once you click on housing and put in your zip code, let's put in I'm from St. Louis, so let's put in a St. Louis zip code. And so what it's going to do is going to show you all the different places in St. Louis that can help you. That's right. So you have places that will actually help you pay your rent, help you get caught up on your bills and stuff. And a lot of people are not aware of this. And this is reason why I'm always trying to help people. You may have health issues, you may need food, okay? You may need food. Your kids are going back to school, then this is a place to help you for you to get resources so your kids to go back to school, aftercare, daycare and stuff like that. This is the place to go to be able to get assistance. A lot of people now, because of the new administration, a lot of people are losing their Section 8 housing, right? They're losing the Section 8 housing. Losing their food stamps and all of this stuff. So these here nonprofit programs is what you want to use in order to help you get back on your feet or help you maintain. All right. So I hope this video helps you. If you have any question about business credit funding, personal credit funding, removing negative items off the credit, click the link in the description. Schedule a one-on-one consultation. Thank you.